Good morning, everyone. Whether you are here in person or joining us from home, it's wonderful to be together. My name is Victoria, and I am leading worship this morning while Reverend Sasha is out of the pulpit. As we settle in for the hour, let's pause to center our hearts and minds for worship. We begin with words by Arlene Goff. Music arises from depths unknown, often without words, but never without meaning. And spirit rises from deep within me, seducing my body to join the song. First, a tremor in the soul, then tapping of toes. Breath aligns with breath, heart beats in syncopation, and a stuttering buzz in my throat becomes a hum. Breath with breath, beat with beat, and music and spirit arise together. Wed with faith and hope and love and power, a song is born, bursting from my lips in sweet, sonorous symphony. A melody joining with other souls, perhaps in tune, perhaps not, but song still, arising from deep within and from community. Spirit moves, soul bursts song, and hope fills life, and I am not alone. How can I keep from singing? Come, my friends, let's worship together.
Our chalice lighting, it's time for us to light our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition. And this morning, would anyone like to help me light the chalice today? Want to come up? No? Okay, I'll do it then. Our chalice words this morning are by Paul Sprechter. We light this chalice in memory of courage for those who have struggled for freedom, the persistence of those who have struggled for justice, and the love of those who have built communities to carry on light and hope. Now, let us please stand, and we'll say our affirmation together by James Villablake as I light the candle here. I'm going to read the first line, and we'll repeat after me as become our tradition. Love is the spirit of this fellowship.
Love is the spirit of this fellowship.
And service is its law.
And service is its law.
This is our great covenant.
This is our great covenant.
To dwell together in peace.
To dwell together in peace.
To seek truth in love.
To seek the truth in love.
And to help one another.
And to help one another.
Excellent. You may be seated. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. Stay up. We're going to sing a song. Take your calisthenics today. Welcome to the Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Nick Walwork. I'm the Director of Religious Education here, and we're so excited that you're here. If you're here with us for the first time, we're excited that you're here. And if you're here with us for 101st time, we're excited that you're here. We're excited if you're watching at home or in this space. Welcome. We are let me get the words right so I don't get in trouble. We are a community of many ages, but we all worship together. You can join us in many ways on Sunday, including online and here in the sanctuary, and from one of the many rooms in our building which streams it. So the family room, the library, the Chu Family Hall, room 100, all have the live service in there. So if you need another place, a little more comfy place to sit, There's all sorts of options for you. Our children this summer are gathering in a one-room schoolhouse during the service in room A, so if you are a child and looking for something to do over there, they're working on various things throughout the summer. So that's where they all are right now, over there. Welcome, and let us worship together now. We have a story.
Hello, everyone. Hello. So today's service, we are exploring freedom through music. And so at this point in time, we normally would have a story. I don't have a story for you, but I do have a song for you. So as many of you might know, protests have been happening throughout the country. And there is one song in particular that has popped up. It is older. It is from the 50s. And that is Bella Ciao. I've seen it all over my social media. People have been doing covers of it. People have been performing it at different protests. And so I thought that we could go through a little bit of it, talk about the history of it, and learn how to sing it. And yes, it is in Italian, so you're going to be learning a little Italiano today. So first of all, this song, a lot of people think that it was sung during World War II, and it actually came to be really popular after, so it was kind of in the aftermath. And it was a reaction to the war. So the exact origins are unclear, but it started with the seasonal workers in the paddy rice fields, and they were called modine. These were usually women, they were usually poor, and they were singing this to kind of get through the day. The tune itself is probably, possibly a Yiddish melody that was recorded by a Russian klezmer accordionist. And the text, as we know it today, was first published in 1953 in the magazine La La Pa. Okay, so now we're going to take a look and go through the words. I'm going to speak them and have you repeat after me. Okay, so the first one is una mattina. Everybody? Una mattina. Good. Mi son. This is a fun one. Svegliato. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. And then we repeat that again. Una mattina, mi son, svegliato, ed ho, trovato, l'invasor. And then the second verse is, o partigiano, portami via, o bella ciao, 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 bella ciao, ciao, o partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. And so for the people that don't speak Italian out there, what we're saying is, one morning I awakened, goodbye beautiful, and you say that multiple times. One morning I awakened and I found the invader. O partisan, carry me away, O beautiful, goodbye beautiful. O partisan, carry me away, because I feel death approaching. So now we're going to learn how to sing it. And the words on the second verse don't match up exactly with the notes, how they're supposed to be. That's okay, we're going to make it work anyway. So I'm going to sing first and then have you repeat after me. So, una mattina, everyone. Una mattina, mi son svegliato, oh bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Everybody. Oh bella ciao, 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 ciao. Una mattina, mi son svegliato, ed ho trovato l'invasor. Good, and then the second verse. O partigiano, portami via, portami via. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Oh, partigiano, portami via. A che mi sento di morir. Good, let's see if we can put all of that together. So from the beginning, ready, go. Una mattina mi son svegliato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi son svegliato ed ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Oh partigiano, portami via, ai che mi sento di morir. Thank you very much.
I expect to hear that all at the next protest. You have to lead us, Victoria. I'm not sure I can do that on my own. Now is the time for our milestones and passages. If you don't know, you can fill out milestones and passages online before 9 a.m., and then we pull them up on our phones and read them here. If not, we also have sheets in the back that you can write them in and hand them in to us today. Like a beautiful rose with sweetness and softness that also has its thorns, perhaps you have welcomed a new baby, loved the lost one, got a new job, or received a new diagnosis. Children, too, have joys and sorrows, and they go through this practice in their classes every Sunday. Things that make them happy or sad. Whatever your age, whatever your rose or thorns are in your own life, you can share them in the service by filling them out online or filling in the form. Today we didn't get any, which I hope means that everyone's doing okay. So, with that said, we don't have any in place. Although I do want to share that yesterday we had an amazing meditation retreat here for the day. We had 35 folks who came in. The Buddhist group put that together. Some from within our congregation, some from outside our congregation. It was very lovely to see. And we also had a table, and we're hanging out with folks at Morris County Pride yesterday, and that was a good time for everyone who was over there sharing our UU values with a vulnerable community. Let's now take a quiet moment, maybe a little longer one, in honor of our meditation group here, for the prayers and meditations of our own hearts. So let's close our eyes, or if that is too scary for you, you can just direct your gaze softly in front of you. Get comfy in your chair, and just breathe. And notice that breath. Hear the breaths of those around you, this community together that holds you. Feel the Spirit of life holding us all in this moment. Let us take 3 deep breaths together. Amen, and blessed be. Let's remain seated as we sing hymn number 1059. May your life be as strong. It's in your teal hymnal and on the screens.
As a song, not strong,
As a song, yeah. Okay.
Our reading this morning is a piece titled Long Road to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way, but I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vistas that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I can only rest for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not ended.
Now is the time we come in our service each Sunday when we pause to offer our gifts of financial support to this congregation. Your donations make all that we do here together possible and also make our wider community a better place. Each Sunday, we normally split our plate half and half with an organization that is doing the work to advance our Unitarian Universalist values of love, justice, equality, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity into a world that hungers for them even more now than ever. But today we are giving 100% of our collection to our Nourish New Jersey in our efforts to help with them. Following the service, you're also invited to help make breakfast bags for their guests. Nourish New Jersey works with unhoused populations, and we're going to create bags that they can hand out to their guests to take with them of breakfast things. We need to assemble them. It's all set up in the Chew Hall. Your financial donations today will go towards that project. We'd like to make it an ongoing service project that we can do together as one community. So please give generously. It'll pay for what we've done and hopefully future endeavors. You can give by the instructions on your bulletin or what's shown up on the screen. And Victoria's going to offer some music.
Hello again. When Reverend Sasha first approached me about leading today's service, I knew I wanted to speak about music. Being the new director of music, this made perfect sense to me. But then I realized that the Soul Matters topic for this particular month is freedom. And at first, these two might seem very dissimilar topics, but once I started to think about it, I realized that these two things are inextricably linked. Music has always and will always be linked with freedom. As I pondered the intersection of music and freedom in my own life, I realized it had always been there. I just hadn't noticed it. And more importantly, I understood that music and freedom have always been connected throughout history. I was trained as a classical musician in both piano and voice. I'm sure many of you are very familiar with the Western classical standard of playing or singing note for note exactly what is on the page. In most cases, deviation from the written music is seen as a mistake, and we classical musicians practice to avoid it, or at least hopefully we practice to avoid it. But even with such strict rules, I was able to find a kind of freedom. Even if the notes were not mine, the way I played or sang them was. I was free to create my own version of each piece. I decided how soft the soft should be. I decided how much to slow down when the composer instructed me to slow down. At first, these small baby steps in creative freedom were enough. I also found a kind of meditative freedom in practicing scales, which is usually the bane of most students' existence, but for me, it helped me. Playing through the same pattern over and over again allowed my fingers to freely move without any thought. It wasn't until graduate school where my musical journey towards freedom really started to begin in earnest. First was my introduction to ornamentation. So during the Baroque period, singers would add extra fun little notes or slightly change the melody of a repeated section. This is known as ornamentation, and the really fabulous singers would be able to make up ornaments right on the spot during a performance. Luckily, at the time, I thought we were no longer in the Baroque period, and singers didn't have to make up things on the spot. We could plan them out ahead of time. I was going to perform in a Handel opera and had to sing several arias with repeated sections. I was horrified when the music director wanted me to come up with my own ornaments. Didn't he know I was a Western classical singer and had never been allowed so much creative freedom? But I left my comfort zone and experimented changing notes and rhythms, adding grace notes and trills. My next foray into musical freedom came from a necessity to support my vocal students. This may be a little too niche, but the hatred I have for piano, vocal, guitar, pop, and musical theater scores is legendary. The piano parts are overly complicated and not written with the pianist in mind. They almost always include the melody, which is not something I wanted because it does not encourage vocal independence. In order to better support my students, I was forced to create my own accompaniments, leaving out the vocal line, pulling bits and pieces from the written music, and incorporating the guitar chords. This eventually led to me being able to comp entire accompaniments from chord symbols meant for guitarists, essentially being able to make up an accompaniment, including rhythm and voicing, from chords alone. I had never experienced so much freedom as a pianist. As I continued my professional development, I was exposed to so many amazing contemporary composers within the teaching community. People that were writing songs specifically for kids. They were interesting and contemporary sounding and easier to play than they sounded. Certainly a lot more interesting than method books written 50 years ago. I had already proven to myself that I could break free from the need to play music written and create something from very little. So it was time to create something entirely from scratch. I drew inspiration from my colleagues and wanted to write pieces that my students would like to play. So I sat down one day at the piano with a blank manuscript page in front of me. I think we all know how intimidating a blank page or blank screen can feel. But once I began to compose, I found such liberation. I was free to make up literally any tune I wanted to, any chord progression, any melody, any harmony. But my final freedom through music was to be found in improvisation. I had been improvising, making up a rhythm when accompanying my students, my vocal students, but I had never fully made up something on the spot without chord symbols or charts telling me what notes to play, and certainly not with people listening to me. Slowly, I started to noodle, as musicians call it, more and more. I had to let go of my past ideas of perfection and practicing to avoid mistakes at all cost. Because, as I tell my students, there is no right or wrong when improvising, just fun. If you play something you don't like, then move on and try something else. These are the many ways that music has allowed me to personally find freedom, freedom of the mind, creative freedom, etc. But I would be remiss if I did not speak about music and freedom in a broader context. Throughout history, music has allowed people to achieve freedom and inspired them to fight for freedom. The rich history of spirituals created by the enslaved people of the South really highlights the relationship between freedom and music. While there is no hard proof, some people, such as Dr. Hanansiah Caldwell, have speculated that many spirituals were code songs that would help enslaved people achieve physical freedom and communicate with each other. Songs such as Steal Away could have indicated that the person singing it was going to try and escape. Follow the Drinking Gourd may have served as an oral map to help those escaping slavery. The Drinking Gourd might have represented the Big Dipper constellation, which could be used to locate the North Star. Frederick Douglass wrote, "A keen observer might have detected in our repeated singing of O Canaan, sweet Canaan, I am bound for the land of Canaan, something more than a hope of reaching heaven. We meant to reach the north, and the north was our Canaan." Even if they weren't literally leading people to freedom, spirituals served as an act of defiance and their ultimate expression of freedom. Douglass here again has powerful commentary writing. The slaves selected to go to the great farmhouse for the monthly allowance for themselves and their fellow slaves were particularly enthusiastic. While on their way, they would make the dense old woods for miles around reverberate with their wild songs, revealing at once the highest joy and the deepest sadness. They would compose and sing as they went along, consulting neither time nor tune. The thought that came out, if not in the word, in the sound, and as frequently in the one as in the other. They would sometimes sing the most pathetic sentiment in the most rapturous tone, and the most rapturous sentiment in the most pathetic tone. Every tone was a testimony against slavery. Another example of music unequivocally being linked through freedom are the resistance songs during World War II. Though Bella Ciao, which we learned earlier, came after the war, there were plenty of resistance songs during this period. People within the French resistance composed thousands of songs and often sung them secretly in small groups, passing them around orally. According to Dr. Daisy Fancourt, surviving letters by a number of their creators explain that the motivation of such compositions was to express fidelity to France, channel hatred and derision towards the enemy, unite those in opposition to Nazi Germany, and keep alive a faith in liberation. The civil rights movement is synonymous with protest songs. The late civil rights leader and Congressman John Lewis remarked, "I've said on many occasions that if it hadn't been for music, the civil rights movement would have been like a bird without wings." Within the movement, songs were often purposefully taught to different protesting groups and were used for motivation while marching and to help mentally deal with the brutality that was inflicted upon them. From We Shall Overcome to This Little Light of Mine, the songs of the civil rights movement proved to be invaluable to fight for freedom. Singer and activist Jamila Jones recalls during a police raid, she added the verse, "We are not afraid," to the song We Shall Overcome. She goes on to say, "And we got louder and louder with singing that verse until one of the policemen came and he said to me, 'If you have to sing,' and he was actually shaking, 'If you have to sing, do you have to sing so loud?' And I could not believe it. Here these people had all the guns, the billy clubs, the power, we thought. And he was asking me with a shake if I would not sing so loud. And it was that time that I really understood the power of our music." One final example I'd like to point out about freedom through music is the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus. It was the first openly gay chorus founded in 1978. Singers could come together in song and freely live their true selves in a welcoming community, despite hostilities from outside. 1 month after the choir's founding, Supervisor Harvey Milk, the first openly gay elected official in California, and San Francisco Mayor George Moscone were assassinated. That evening, at a candlelight vigil, the choir performed for the first time. They were able to use their voice to sing, and are still singing, for gay rights. In the 1980s and 1990s, despite suffering devastating losses, the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus again used music to draw awareness to the AIDS epidemic and sing for the freedom to live. To this day, their mission remains to lead by creating extraordinary music and experiences that build community, inspire activism, and foster compassion at home and around the world. The acclaimed composer Aaron Copland said, "To stop the flow of music would be like stopping of time itself, incredible and inconceivable. Since music can be the embodiment of freedom, the means through which we gain freedom, and the inspiration to continue the fight for freedom, I say yes. Let the music flow and reverberate till all of us are free." And now please stand if you are able and sing number 291, Die Gedanken sind frei. It's in your gray hymnal, and the words are also on screen.
Time for real. That's right. As we come to the close of our service, this is now the time for our Minute for Ministries. We have a couple of announcements to share, and then we'll go get to work putting together some breakfast bags. That's my first announcement. The breakfast bags are coming over. This Monday, we are starting a small group for our newer members, and so if you are new, recently signed the book, or a new visitor and want to hang out with some new folks, that is beginning this Monday at 7 p.m., and we'll meet every Monday through the summer. So reach out to me or to Carol Todd if you are interested in joining that. Remind everyone that we have our mortgage prevention eggs that you can order. And the middle school book club is meeting on June 24th at 7 p.m. They're reading a young adult novel. We have a couple of wonderful advisors for them. Huh? July 24th. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's all written there. Dyslexia is a punk. I also, if you are new here, want to remind you, or let you know that we have welcome ambassadors. So if you're new and haven't met anyone here yet, they have a gold sash. Marjorie is standing in the back, ready to help you, guide you, answer any questions you may have about this place, about this faith. They have all the answers, right, Marjorie? She knows where to find all the answers, hopefully. There you go. That's the one. She knows all the questions. And we also have, if you are someone who is in these times need a kind ear to listen to you, we have trained pastoral care associates. They have a light blue sash on. Do we have anyone in here right now? They might be outside getting ready for you. So if you find someone like that and you want, you need someone to kind of sit and talk with, they're there for you. And then I want to pull one more announcement in here, and then we'll open up to the floor. Next year for our RE, we have wonderful volunteers, and if you want to become one of our regular volunteers, I need those help too. But what we do want to do, because we've done it in the past, it's been great, is offer up an opportunity for some of you who aren't with the kids every Sunday to share some of your expertise with them. And so once a month we're opening up, we have these what we're calling Flex Sundays, Sundays where we'll do different things than their normal curriculum. And so in the past we've had our Green Earth Ministry has come in and led a class on composting with our kids. So if you have something that you want to share with them, please let me know. And we would love to have them getting to know different folks within the congregation besides just their RE teachers all the time. So yeah. Are there any other announcements that folks have to make today? Oh, we're really getting through here. All right. Excellent. Well, I think that's it then. There you go. Let's do this, Ben.
It is time now for us to bring our time of worship to a close. Though we extinguish our chalice flame, its light will continue to burn in our hearts. As we go out into our daily lives, I leave you with the words of Maureen Killeran. As we listen to the blessing of music, may we know this ending as more than a time of goodbye. May the warmth of this community and the memory of our chalice flame sustain our hearts and encourage our minds as we engage the blessings of life's challenges and joys. The service has ended. Your service has begun. Go in peace, go in joy, go in love. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace.